Daniel 2:25a begins with Adayan Aryok Behit Bahala, and that gets us up to this Zakev Katon. The Adayan adverb is going to tell us the next item in temporal or logical sequence, and Aryok appears to be the subject of whatever that next verbal action is going to be. So Daniel's spoken to him, and now what is Aryok going to do is the question in the reader's mind. Here we have a bait prefix, a hit prefix, and comet's hay suffix. So we're going to have a reflexive stem infinitive. This is going to turn out to be a hit pa'el infinitive. And we say hit pa'el, which is the TG verb stem, because not only do we not see any doubling of the middle radical, which could not happen because hay is a guttural, but also no evidence of compensatory lengthening. And finally, one more piece of evidence in case, for whatever reason, we would have had virtual doubling and thus no compensatory lengthening. The D and TD examples of the bait, hay, lamed verbal root in Biblical Aramaic have to do with being frightened. So this is different. It looks like Aryok is not frightened, but he's doing something in haste, and we say in haste because of the bait preposition. So let's continue reading. Let's look at this next word. This is going to be the ayin lamed verb that we've seen quite a lot of lately. We see a hay prefix, but we could really ask, what in the world is that noon doing there? This is the dynamic of nunation that happens with hafel geminates in Aramaic, and it just so happens there's only one of these roots in Biblical Aramaic. It's the ayin lamed one, where this is frequent. So we should expect a noon to pop up in nunation after the hay prefix, before the ayin lamed root. So altogether, what is the parsing? This is a hafel, perfect third person masculine singular. So he caused to come. And here we have a lamed before Daniel. So we need to discern what that lamed is doing in there. And then kodam before the king, and that gets us up to the atnach. So what this looks like is we've already established that Aryok is the subject here by appearing especially so closely after the then and before any verbs. So we're going to suspect that that lamed is an object marker. Let's test out that hypothesis. Then Aryok, in haste, caused Daniel to come before the king, and that works. So this lamed is the direct object marker.